So, I think this half of the room is here. Um, so, when it comes to templates, the difficult thing about After Effects templates is that you're working with someone else's setup. So you're kind of navigating with someone else's setup. So somebody else, probably in Europe, created this After Effects composition and said, "Oh, this is really awesome. I'm going to sell it, and make it usable for, people to buy, things like that." The one thing that I had a hard time with at the beginning was, navigating through another person's setup. Some people make it easy, and some people make it a little bit harder. And so that's why I wanted to start with this one. This one is pretty easy. So you may, if I scrub through, let me actually, let's see what's going on here. Oh, see, my screen is all looking weird and stuff. Okay, there we go.
Okay, I thought mine was the one looking weird.
No. Okay, so when I scrub through this, so down here you have your timeline, right? So this is the timeline that you'll be working in. And with After Effects, you're working in layers. So we have 2 layers here. And if I scrub through this, you can see that this is what it looks like. Does anyone recognize that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Where do you recognize it from?
I'm going to say when I scrub through, I'm not getting all that. Am I clicked on the wrong thing? Oh, there it is.
If you
It's
click
just
and hold.
It's moving slower than yours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. This
Do you use that at the end of the videos?
Say it again?
Do you use that at the end of the
Yes.
5 videos?
Oh my gosh. You win.
Yay,
Yes.
I win.
So, you win a pat on the shoulder.
Yay.
You win a pat on the
That
shoulder.
felt really good.
Yes. So, let's see. So, oh, it's not on here. Where did I use it last? We haven't had video announcements in a little while. Or, in this month. Oh, yeah, we had announcements. So, this is that.
To keep up with what's
Okay.
going on, follow us
Well,
on
look at
social
you.
media or check your worship guides.
Boom. Okay.
Nice.
So, pretty easy, right? So it's like, oh man, Monica, you made did a template, didn't even make that yourself? No, I did not. I bought that, and I manipulated
And made it personal.
and made it personal. Okay.
And it worked.
So, the first thing that I do when I open these is I come over to this window right here. Okay. Because this is where all of the project files are. So this is where your video files are going to be. If you have photos, this is where your photos are going to be, and all of the elements that are used for this. So I look here, and the person who made this has it labeled pretty well. So this is how it will come. So I see, okay, 3 icons version, 5 icons version. So depending on what you need. So for us, we're just going to do 3 icons, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, right? Maybe you want to do 5 icons, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, whatever. Or Insta Stories. Ooh.
Something new.
Yeah, something new. So what I'll do is I'll come to the 3 icons version. This is what I'm going to be looking for. And then you have these different ones here. So footages, which I probably won't mess with. Logos, pre-renders, don't touch. Okay, I won't touch it. So the guy's basically saying, if you want this to look exactly like this, don't touch. Social media icons and solids. So what I can do is I can toggle down. So I'm just clicking on the little arrow. I can toggle down that 3 icons version. And if you see these little symbols here, these like red, blue, green little film symbols here, that means it's a composition. So this right here, this timeline down here, this is one composition. So these three or these four things here are all separate compositions. So if I double click it, that's open. If I double click this, it will open up a new one. Okay. So the person who made this created the icons, each icon individually in its own composition. So icon 1, icon 2, that's YouTube, icon 3, Vimeo. Okay. And he didn't label them. You can, if I right click, I can say rename Vimeo, just so I'm not, confused if I want to do that. That was actually Twitter. Twitter. And so on. Okay. So that's if I right click, rename, and then I can rename the icons. Okay. Now, what most templates will have, you'll also see is they'll have like a main render, or sometimes it will say render this or whatever, or main composition. And that is what, so in this case, so you see main composition, yeah. In this case, this is your main comp here. And so this will be the end result, what I end up putting into the render queue to export. If I want to see all the details of this, I can actually double click on the main composition, and then it takes me to another composition, so I can double click that, and it's got more icons. Okay. So what I want to do is look for the place where I can start to customize the work, customize the composition. So I'm going to come to my 3 icons version, come back to that, and just keep that open. And what I can do is I can scrub to your site. So I try to work in order, so we have Envato, so that will be like where your logo will go, which I should have put a logo in there, but that's okay. And then I can scrub to your site. So if I scroll down here, so I'm looking, I'm like, okay, how do I change that? Where do I change this text? And I'm scrolling down, and then he actually tells me, change text here. Okay, cool. So if I toggle that down, again, he has different compositions. So find us also on your company text, your www site here. And I'm assuming that's what this is, www.yoursite.com. Yep. So if I double click on that composition, it will take me to the place where I can begin typing out what my site is. So this is just a text layer. And I can actually come to my screen here and double click. And then I can actually type out whatever is needed. .com. www. I mean, who uses www anymore? I mean, do people need to know? Does anyone type in www when they go on a website?
Sometimes, because
yeah. And so yeah, that's where you can change your text. And let me actually shrink my screen a little bit so you can see it better, because I feel like I'm a little small. There we go. And over here is where you can change your font and your sizes. So if you've ever worked in Photoshop or Illustrator or any of the other Adobe programs like that, this might be a little bit familiar to you. So what's nice about Adobe is that the programs are different, but like there's always going to be like that one little thing that's familiar. You can say like, oh, okay, I recognize that. So if I highlight it, I have to highlight it first in order to change my font. And whatever fonts you have, you can choose, So I'm just going to choose a random, doesn't matter. I'll choose one that what's one that everyone, Century, I think Century, everyone has Century. So yeah, I just changed my font to Century. And I can also come right here if I want to and change the color of the font. Now, the thing with that is, I don't know if I want to, if I change the color of it, it might affect the main composition. So it's kind of a, you know, let's say if I want to, so it's gray right now, let's say. If I click on this here, you'll see this color window come up, which might look familiar, right? Photoshop looks the same. If I put it to black, yeah. And then of course you can't see it, but there we go. And then if I come back to my icons version, okay, so it's black. So it's under a white background or over a white background, so that works. So you can change it to whatever color you would like. Okay. So, you know, I5 Church, so we'll be red. Okay. We can, and you know, I don't know the exact color code of our red logo. I don't. I just had a friend of mine do my own logo for my own video business, and I had to ask him to send me the color codes because I needed to like do business cards and stuff. So I don't know the exact color code for the i5 red. I always just kind of guess. I do. I'm just like, it's this kind of red. You know, I do know it's not like blood red, you know. So it's, you know, kind of around there.
Where did you get the color again?
If I come right here and I click on that, the little box next to
The gray thing.
yes. Yep. And I can click OK. And let's say, so since I changed my font to black, now you can't really see it anymore because it's under a black background. If I want to see that, I can come right down here where it says toggle transparency grid. And if I click that, then it becomes a transparent layer, and then I can see it, which does not affect the main composition. So I can turn that on or off, like so.
You said there's an OK somewhere. Like, let's say.
For transparency?
No, just in general, once you make the change is done.
Yeah, so once you make the change here, right, in your title, it will automatically change it in the main composition. Okay. So if you come back, then you'll see i5church.com. Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to figure out how to get back to the main composition, because clearly I've done something.
Oh, no, it's okay. So if you open up like a bunch of compositions down here, sometimes they can be hard. Sometimes like the main one will hide. So you might have to X out of some of the other ones that you've opened.
Okay, exit out of some.
So we are, yep, there you go.
Got it.
Okay. I'm in 5 icons version. I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. It's the same thing. Cool. So then I'll do the same thing. I'll move on. I'll scrub through on my timeline and see what else I need to change. So find us also on your company. What is your company? So I think, what did I say here? yoursite.com. Find us also on. So here would probably, it would be like at i5 Church, because that would be like our social media. So I'll come back here to my project section. So you notice, you'll see like After Effects is in all these sections. So you have your projects, your main, preview screen. This is where you have your font changes and your effects and all that stuff. And then this is your timeline. So it's kind of divided up, you know, if you can look at it that way. So I'll come back to my project area here, and I will go to find us also on text. So, okay, cool, that works. And I will double click like so. Find us also on. All right. And again, you can change this if you want, right? You can say we're also on, you know, colon or something. And I will say at I5 Church. Okay. Sometimes if your text goes off screen a little bit, it's all right. It just means that screen's a little bit big. So if that happens, this also might be familiar. You can come down here to this magnification ratio pop-up. And this is how you can zoom in and out. So you can either do it with your finger, or you can come down here, you know, and zoom in or out, or you can say fit, and then it will center it up for you. And I can change the font of this one too, same way. I don't necessarily have to scroll and look for it. I can actually type it in, and then it will pop up, and then it'll change it. So I typed century. And we can choose what color we want. So sometimes I'll go back to the main one. So it's under a green background. Oh, okay. We're also on. Oh, okay. So this should be down here. See, that's my mistake. You know, it's all trial and error. I was going, what template was I working with this past weekend? It was for something else, but I started to record the screen. I was like, I should record the screen as I'm looking at this template for the first time. Like, I've never seen it, and I didn't end up doing it, but maybe I'll do it another time and just show you guys just like how I like kind of go through trial and error, try to find, you know, things like that, you know, find things and change things and all that. Okay, cool. So find us also on text. And then, so if we want to change the color, we can. It's under like a green background, so I mean white would probably be the best. But if you want to change the color for any reason, you just come right here and
Yellow's nice.
yellow. You can go with yellow. You can go with yellow, that works. Oops, maybe I should highlight it. Yellow, not that, no, that's good. That's a nice yellow. Cool. So then we can go back and look at it. We're also on, right? And your company, so we'll want to change that too. And then we'll come to your company text. I'll double click, and then that's where I'll put at I5 Church. Okay. Now it looks kind of small to me, so I'm going to go back and see how small it actually is, and it's really not small, so it works. If it happens to be, I could increase the size if I want to. But again, what's also nice about the templates is that it does give you guidelines. So they're suggesting to stay within these lines. So let's say I want to make it bigger. I can come down here and toggle down this little arrow here and then toggle down transform. And I can scale it up, right? But if I come back, it might look kind of weird. So it doesn't go out of frame, but yeah, it's a little big. So I can scale it back down and put my Century font in. So that's a pretty good size. So find us also on I5 Church. Bada bing, bada boom.
See, somehow you go back to your version,
Mm-hmm.
and when I go back to my version, like 3-icon version,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now it comes.
You got it?
Yeah, just because I asked the question.
Oh.
When I didn't ask the question, I clearly couldn't find it.
Yeah. That's all good. Cool. So we have our text changed and we have our icons. So if we want the 3-icon or the, 2-icon, whichever ones you guys want to use, or the 3-icon or the 5-icon. So I'm going to scrub through a little bit more and see what else. Oh yeah, I should mention this. I should have mentioned this from the beginning. So if you come to this part right here, so depending on how elaborate the project is and how many effects you have on it, that will kind of determine like how slow or fast it moves. So right now, this particular project does not have a whole lot of extra things happening, so I can have it at full resolution and it still runs fine. But normally on other templates, there will be like a lot of information. And so if I click here, I'll usually have it at least at half, probably at a third of the resolution. Okay, and then you can see the resolution change there. Okay, and then that will make it run smoother. That will make it run a lot smoother. So when I scrub through it, it's not like, yeah. But for something like this, I have it at full resolution because it doesn't have a whole lot of information. But the next one I'll show you I might need to change that.
Do you have to adjust, being that the screen is so large, the display at church versus here? I mean, do you have to adjust any?
Yes,
type of-
I do. So right now, this screen size is at 1920 by 1080, or this is like 16 by 9, right? So our screen size at church is 1920 by 746. So I can either adjust that in here, or I can adjust that when I put it into Premiere, the edit software. So if I want to adjust it here, I can right click on the main composition. So either if you have the 3-icon version or the 5-icon version up, if I right click it and I go to composition settings, here is where I can adjust my height and width. So 1920, if I hit 746,
As far as
that is our size.
the icons or the graphics
Mhm.
being pixelated, that plays no, because the screen is just huge, but it doesn't doesn't really affect
Well,
anything.
no, because when we create, hey, what's up, man? Pull up a chair anywhere. Welcome. So yeah, when we create the graphics, we create them for this size, so they won't be pixelated
Oh, it
or
kind of does it
anything
for
like
you
that.
once you do that change you were just talking about.
Yeah, this one does. I may need to move it up or down a little bit, just depending. But this one is pretty easy to work with. So yeah, that was the good thing about this template because I didn't really need to do anything. Everything still stayed in the middle, So yeah, it worked. Yeah.
You said you get your templates from VideoHive?
Yes, it's called
.net.
videohive.net.
Are those templates specifically for After Effects, or can you use them like?
There are templates for everything. So After Effects, so this is it right here. Hey, if you were able to download the trial, the After Effects trial, I have the templates that we're working with on here. You have a Mac, so you can take this. Well, either one, doesn't matter. All right. So if you plug that into your USB, there's a folder that says Creative Team. You can just copy and paste that onto your desktop. Yeah. If you weren't able to download it, the trial, I emailed a link that will take you right to the trial page, and you can download it there.
This takes 30 years.
Yeah, it takes a little while, so I'm actually recording my screen right now, so I'll put it online.
See one for $20.
I'll put it on YouTube after this.
That's the cheapest.
It's only like
Yeah.
So, I'm in the 3-icon version, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the background's green.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You wanna change the color?
Say if I want to change color, is
Mhm.
it when I double click on it? Is it the
.com?
back? Because the word background
Mhm.
says black.
Right.
So clearly that's not it.
Right.
That's a different background.
Yes. So, changing the color background. So, that is one thing. Wait, hold on. Let me get to you in a second.
Okay.
After Effects or Video Hive. So, Video Hive, really quick. So, this is videohive.net. This is where I get all my templates from. There are other websites that do this same kind of thing. I just kind of stick with Video Hive because I know it. It's easy. The prices are good. A lot of the other websites. Oh, sorry. A lot of the other websites, their prices are pretty expensive, like $70. I'm like, okay, that's not that great.
Nobody does it for free.
No, sometimes every once in a while they'll throw out like a free something or whatever. Yeah, if you if you scrub over it, it'll start to play.
Oh, you just go over top of it. Okay.
So usually if I'm looking for, something, they actually give you things. So if you click openers, they'll give you different options, and they have the prices.
Is this what they use as the
There for
background
you.
for the music lyrics when they put the lyrics on the screen?
Something like it. That's.
I always wonder where that comes from.
Yeah, something like it. We actually, I get a lot of them from Church Motion Graphics, Church Motion something. Yeah, CMG.
It felt like it was like a
Yeah.
church site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a ton. There's like a whole other world, like when it comes to like church communication. So yeah, but yeah, this is Video Hive. This is where I get a lot of them, and yeah, they have all these different ones, and so you pick what you like. Usually I'll pick something, and if you click on it, you can read the details. And these are the things I look for, right? No plugin. So that's like the number one thing that I look for when I'm downloading an After Effects template. Ooh, where'd it go? Oh, there's a lot of pictures here. Okay, there we go. So this is like the number one thing that I look for when I download something for After Effects. No plugin required. Because plugins cost money. And who has that, right? So, unless you're balling and you want to go to Red Giant and download your $200, particular plugin to get some cool particles and light effects and all that, nah, you don't need it. So most of them are no plugin required. I have accidentally bought a template that required a plugin that I didn't have, and it was like so annoying because I just spent $28 and it's requiring me to download this $150 plugin. I'm like, yeah. So you don't want to do that. But yeah, I always look for that. No plugin required. After Effects CS 5.5 and above. Okay, it looks good. Easy to customize, that sort of thing. So yeah, that is Video Hive. And there are a ton of different things. This is also where I got the template for my website. So you can get website templates here. You can get stock photos here, graphics, stock footage, anything. It's got everything. And they do voiceovers now, which is also nice. So
you pretty much get
Yep.
the template from here, put it in there,
Yep.
and transport it to Elements.
yes. So
One time.
I'll get the template. I'll buy the template. It'll download. I'll open it in here. I'll change what I need to change. And then most likely I'll put it into Premiere and place it where I need it within the video. Yeah, that's usually how I work with it. Yeah. Okay, so we can move on to the background colors. So figuring out how to change the color, I'll go back to what I said. You're working with somebody else's setup. So usually when I'm looking to change the color, that's probably one thing that takes a little bit longer because I have to figure out like where they put their colors. And some people make it easy and some people don't. So, you know, I'm working with this just like you guys are. So I'm going to look where I can change the colors. I mean, I did it once before. I just got to find it again. So background, I'm going to click down, effects, fill. Here we go. Okay, so if you go to your main composition, your 5 icons or 3 icons version, and you toggle down background, you toggle down effects, you'll see fill, and then you will see that color. So you're like, huh, that color is that color. That must be the color. So if I double click, it will come up and I can change the color. You know, we can go with a cool purple, lavender, or 9040 B5. That's the actual color. 9040 B5.
Which will go great with that yellow.
There you go. And quick tip, so if you're working with colors and you know you need to make something else the same color, a lot of times I'll copy this and then paste it in here and the next thing that I need to make the same color. So yeah, that's just a quick tip. So once I get the background color that I want, I'll say okay. And I can scrub through it a little bit more. And this is where the logo would go. I didn't give you guys a logo, but I can show you how to put it in. So I can come back to my project over here. And if I go to logos, I'm like, okay, I'm assuming that's where I put the logo in. Logo large, logos small. Okay. It says logo small, but it looks large. Like that looks small. So I'm just going to see. I'm going to double click that. Okay. And so this is where my logo will go. So what they have here is just a filler. It's like an example. So I actually don't need it. So I can erase it. And let's just say I have, let me bring a logo in. Do I have one? If I can find a i5 pinwheel. Let me just grab a pinwheel real quick.
They did the media one, but now the remaining After Effects is trying to
Yeah.
see what happened. I don't know.
Let's see. All right. Okay, so let's say I have my logo. So say you're making something for your company and you have your logo. So I'm just gonna, all I did was drag it in the project section. So if I double click it, I can see it here. And then when I drag it in, then it's huge, but that's okay. That's actually a good thing because that means it's a high resolution image. So all I have to do is shrink it down and I know that I won't lose quality. So all I have to do is come to transform, toggle it down, and scale it to about there. And then I can come back and there's my little logo. To keep up with what's going on, follow us on social media or check your worship guide. Ow.
Do you have one where you like bring them all together, like the logo, like all the components of the logo, and just like circle them around and then they're in place?
I think I saw that.
I feel like I saw that before too.
Maybe. Probably.
You must have not made it, huh?
No, probably not. No. I am not. Let me tell you, I am not an expert in After Effects by any means. You can probably tell already. It's like, man, this phone, you don't even know. But I'm telling you guys, if you know your way around a little bit, you can mess with templates and I mean, let me tell you, there are companies like definitely church companies, but there are companies out there that that say like, we make videos for you. They get paid to simply manipulate an After Effects template. Okay, I'll go on some of these church websites, you know, that make like video announcements or sermon message openers and things like that, and I recognize the template, and I'm like, what? They're paying you $350 to do that? I'm like, I've seen that template before. I'm not even joking. Yeah, Worship Media Girl's one. It's like all templates. If you go to Worship Media Girl, and if you know, and you look at a lot of the videos and stuff, they're all templates, and she doesn't charge a lot. It's like $150 or something, you know, for like, you know, one video, which is like nothing. But still, you know, people are getting paid to just buy a $20 template, and then I mean, just that alone, that took us what, you know, 20 minutes to go through. You know what I mean? So
somebody who's savvy in it just.
It's taking like 10
yeah,
minutes.
and then
5 minutes.
yeah. So yeah, you can totally just be like, yeah, man, I'm a motion graphic artist, you know, template. So,
Your own template.
right.
Put this in images. and
Yeah.
thumbs up.
I mean, one of you guys here might get really into this and be a beast at motion graphics within a month. Then I will love you, and then you will come work at I5 Church. So,
I'm open.
right, right.
She said, I'm open.
Yeah.
2 weeks notice.
That's all it takes.
Right.
So this is all being recorded, by the way. This is all no, it's good. I just realized I'm like, oh yeah. So the screen is still recording.
They just hear you.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the first one. So this one here where it says Envato, so you'll always see like an Envato thing. This is just the logo. If you come to logo right here, Envato logo large. So that's that right there. So that's probably where I would put, you know, I5 Church.
And the logo.
Yep. Quick tip, undo is Command Z. That's the shortcut for undo. I use Command Z a lot. I use it so much, and this is not a lie, that sometimes like in the physical world, like if I drop my phone or something like that, sometimes I'm like, Command Z? Wait, no. I can't do that. That's literally, that's happened about 3 times in my entire lifetime. Within the past year, okay? I like do something like in the real world, like, and I think in my head, Command Z, but it doesn't work like that. That's what happens. Yeah, when you're on a computer a lot. But that is undo Command Z. If you guys didn't see the first tutorial, I mean, I don't really need to go over it again because I am recording the screen so you guys can watch that. I just go over a couple of these functions here in the first one. And I actually have another template that I would like to show you guys, and this is like level 2, the next one. Yeah, so this was like level 1, you know.
So do we save and close this out?
So yeah, if you want to save it, go ahead and save it. I'm not going to save this, but yeah, go ahead and save it if you want to save it. And you don't need to close it out. Once you open the next one, it'll just open right up. Open right up into it. I also left in the first training of this, I left some links to different tutorials to actual motion designers that really know what they're doing. These were people that I watched when I started, and I just kind of stuck with them. They were called Check It. Yeah.
How you spell that?
CH. Check it. If you search on YouTube, like, check it. Yeah, it's like these 2 guys from Utah, and now they don't make tutorials anymore because they're off on their missions or something. Yeah, I think if you're Mormon, then you go on missions for like 2 years at a certain.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
long?
So they're doing that. Yeah. I think one of them is actually in Maryland. I think one of them is doing his missions thing in Maryland.
So.
Yeah. So, questions? I mean, I'm
Is
sure.
this the one in the other, the footages folder? Go
Say it
back,
again?
I don't see it.
So if you are you talking about saving?
The template? You said there was another template you wanted us to look
Oh
at?
yeah. So if you did you drag out those two folders?
Yeah, there's a.
So the
Oh,
other
okay,
one,
file.
it says glitch opener.
Glitch opener.
Yep, that is the next one. So
That was
let
me in the wrong folder
no worries.
because that's how my life is.
We're making good time. 8 o'clock. Finished the first one at 8 o'clock. So what's the second one? How you guys feeling?
Woohoo!
You feeling like yeah?
The extra shots of.
You feel a little like
caffeine.
hey? Do you feel like hey? Okay, I think I can do this. You know?
It would take the same way I was with iMovie.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And I have never touched
What?
iMovie. So
What?
if someone asks me, hey, Monica, can you help me in iMovie? No, because I have no idea how iMovie works.
And so this is what
I
you
have
use?
never seen it. Yeah.
This
I started.
must be converted to version.
I can tell you guys my editing testimony.
Excuse me.
This
Say it
one
again.
says version 9.0 Windows.
9.0 Windows.
This project must be converted to version 9.0 Windows.
Let's see.
Okay, well there you go. Maybe not. Those are just words on a screen.
Yeah, they're just words. Again, because you're opening somebody else's project, so we don't know like what their computer settings were or whatever. I mean, not that the virus, it's not going to transfer. It's not like, it's not like an STD or whatever, But they may have been working on a PC, they may have been on an older version or something like that. So, yeah, it'll just, sometimes you'll get those little notices. See, I got the same thing. So yeah, if you get this project must be converted to blah, blah, blah. So that means the person was working on a PC.
Do you have whatever graphic card it wants you to use, or do you just say, because it keeps asking me for
Let's see.
that graphic card. It says it'll use my CPU, which is fine. But
Okay.
I just never.
No, I don't think you have to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Works for me.
So it's funny, I met a couple people. So most of the editors that I talk to edit in Premiere. Premiere is like is the industry standard. So you talk to, anyone that you kind of look up that's like in the Hollywood world, like most likely they're on Premiere. If they're at a news station like Fox or NBC, they might be on Avid, which is a little more, complicated, a little more complex. But if you ever watch Saturday Night Live, they're on Premiere. That's what they use every Saturday during the day to get those, digital shorts ready for the show. So most people that are on Premiere were once on Final Cut 7. So if you meet someone who uses Final Cut 10, they probably haven't been editing for more than like 4 years or so, because Final Cut 10 is relatively new. So I've met like 3 people in the past 3 days that use Final Cut 10. I'm like, oh snap, But if you can make something great out of it, I don't care what editing software you use. That's what I say.
Make it look good.
Yeah, can you make it look good? Okay. So, if you open this one, you can already see that it's got a little more oomph to it, right? There's a little more going on, yeah. And you see here are the layers. You're working with more layers here. You guys might recognize this. If I scroll through it. Yeah?
Could you have used that once or twice, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe not with all the lines, though, right? Do you use the lines?
Lines. Oh, like you talking about these?
No, like it had like the cross lines.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, because I don't take it out.
Gotcha.
I don't, I put in the text.
Change text and keep it.
I change the text, change the font. Usually the fonts are pretty lame, so, I will change the font.
That's okay. Clearly, I never have the fonts. Ta-da.
Is this at the beginning? Or is it a different one that you use at the end? I think it's at the beginning. I can hear the sound.
You can hear the sound?
Digital.
Okay. Oh, are you ready? Let's see.
Hangout for Dropbox, right?
Right. What was this? What dates are we in? What's today? The 31st. Who was that? Was that Tim? Huh?
Survey says. I got
And the gift of God. Come on.
Yeah. So, this is wow, that looks so awesome. All right, $17.
Dang, I know what you got back. I too can make that.
How long you been spying on me? How long you been spying on me?
Like 2.9 seconds. Because he just walked out. That's what you asked for.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Tim. Okay. So,
Slightly creepy.
yeah.
One eye in the door, like.
And then he goes back out that way.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know.
I like that hat. It kind of looks like my logo, and I want to put my logo on a hat. So that gives.
It's the wave hat. They gave it
Okay.
for free 2 days ago.
Plentiful.
Nice. Yeah, because I usually don't wear like snapbacks.
'Cause I don't own it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, you look hip.
Go to Plentiful.
All right, cool.
Inexpensive.
What's it called?
Plentiful.
Okay, cool.
Get a sample for like 20% off or something.
Mm.
Boom.
You can create your own shirt shop and sell them.
Okay, cool. Good stuff. Cool. So, this is what I have used. I've used this in the past for, guest intros. Everyone give it up for, Jim Wilkes. Jim Wilkes. Right? Because it's easy, put their name, just their name a bunch of times, and then add their, and then add their handle on the bottom, and then you got a nice little intro. Yo, what's up? Grab a chair anywhere.
Right. It's okay. I didn't say.
Lewis, you are just in time. We're actually about to start the second template. If you would like to, if you can throw that, or, not throw it, but, there's a folder on there called Creative Team. Can't miss it. And that's where the 2 templates are. Just copy and paste. So, I can show you guys actually. So this one is kind of nice because, so you notice I have the resolution at half because it's got a little more information,
I
right?
just changed mine to third because it was acting dumb.
Yeah. So this one you can actually put videos behind it if you want to, or you can leave it like this, or you can make it transparent. So I like this template because I've actually used some of the elements in this template for other videos, like separate from this. I used it for an Easter video, not this year, but last year. Just like the different circles and things like that. So, okay. So, let's see. I just want to make sure I start in a good place for you guys. It's like, where to start? Yes. Project. All right. Okay, so go back to Chroma Project.
Oh man, I thought I was bad. I finally got to 59. Above 50. You know? Yeah.
The media encoder one downloaded too?
No.